All right, I just got home from Harbor Freight. As you can see, I bought a US General 27-inch roller cabinet. This was an unplanned thing. Woke up this morning to a 25% off coupon on any US General rolling toolbox, which by the time this video is uploaded, the sale is going to be gone anyway. It's only a one-day thing, but you can't beat 25% off. So this is normally a $400 cabinet. So obviously with the quarter off, I got it for 300 bucks plus tax. So it's only like 320 bucks or something like that. Pretty good deal, I think. A while back, I did buy the top part to this box. And what happened with that is I was gonna buy that and then eventually this. So I got the top part, and then around the time I wanted to get this one, my store didn't have it in stock, and they said they weren't really gonna get it in stock for quite a while. So they had a deal one day. I ended up just buying the 42-inch roller and threw that toolbox on top of it. And so now I kind of have like 15 inches of just extra flat space on here. And it doesn't look stupid or anything, but it still bothers me. So now I can take that box and stick it on when what it's supposed to be on, and then the whole top part of that 42-inch box will be wide open. And if I ever do want to get the 42-inch top box for that, I can. As you can see, I already have a US General 4-drawer rolling cabinet that I haven't even put tools in yet. So Harbor Freight keeps doing me like this, and I have to keep buying stuff. I don't even have time to do anything with the other stuff I bought. But anyway, so the employee and I were looking at this thing. Neither one of us knows kilograms very well. So it says it's like 88 kilograms. So we were thinking maybe it was around like 176 pounds or something like that, which isn't as heavy as that 42-inch box, but it's still pretty heavy. I used one ramp. When I unloaded this bottom box, I used 2 ramps. This time I just used one. And you know, a lot of people just say, just drop it out the back of the truck. You can get it, you'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. I've had enough back injuries, and I'm getting too old to be doing that kind of stuff. So a lot easier just to use a ramp and let gravity do its thing. The bottom of this box was chewed up at the store. And of course I didn't, make it any better by going down my ramps and sliding it around on the floor. So I'm hoping there's no damage on the corners of the box. Anyway, I'll get this thing unboxed and check it out. Looks good to me. I don't see any damage anywhere. Looks like you do have to put the wheels on yourself, whereas the 42-inch came with wheels already on it. Best parts about buying new stuff is all the styrofoam and plastic and crap it comes in, because in case anybody wonders how I'm always buying new crap all the time, I have a kind of a side business buying and selling things online, and it's oftentimes pretty profitable, and I just pretty much use the profits to just buy new tools. And I like using all the styrofoam and cardboard and plastic that this type of stuff comes in, and then I never have to pay for boxes and dunnage and everything. I'll have a video on that in the future. I've been meaning to kind of explain that better, but if you want stuff, you gotta work for it. Alright. Same with this, I can reuse this box. Ship something with it. Oh, then this is a handle. Actually, I'm gonna set the hardware over here. I'm gonna have to tip this thing back. I'm assuming it is metric. So I need a 14mm socket. Harbor Freight has a total hold on me. Got my Bauer, one of my mini Bauer impact drivers here with a Hercules adapter to 1/2 inch. 3 amp hour battery. You can put the swivel wheels on whichever side you want, and then of course there's holes on each side for the handle. I think I'm gonna put the handle on the right side of it, as long with the swivel wheels on the same side. I need to prop this thing up. I should have some wood scraps somewhere to do that. That should probably work. There. Pretty easy. Actually might need a ratchet for this. Actually, no. Should probably use this since I've had it forever. This is exactly what this is for. When you don't have the room, use these electric ratchet thingies. It actually is pretty cool. That is so cool. That's awesome. Okay. So I put a swivel attachment on there, and then I have a 14mm 1/2 inch drive socket, because these wheels are kind of in the way, so this works pretty good. Not very often do I have to use these elbows here, so pretty cool. Get this mess all cleaned up. So I'm going to put the handle on now without even looking at the directions. This handle goes on using these 2 bolts, and the reason you know that is these are the only ones that will fit in this recessed hole. So the other ones won't, but I do know that these bigger ones here, I think they give you those so then you can actually tie boxes together, which is something I've never done. The last set of bolts that I got with my other toolbox, I use those to cinch down my Forester chainsaw sharpener, which is funny. So if I ever need to use them, I can just undo my sharpener, and you know I can't lose them. But I need to find a Allen for this, which if I remember right, I think it was like 5 or 5.5mm. Now these are Harbor Freight T-handles. They're like the cheapest thing ever. I mean, they're so cheap, it's not even funny. I can snap one of these handles right off if I try hard enough. They're that flimsy, but yep, just like I said, these are 5mm. And then on the side of the toolbox, you have 2 holes up top, same on each side, since you can, you know, do one or the other for the handle. It's got like a little piece sticking off that's kind of like a guide, and they go into the outside holes, and then the inside holes are threaded. You really can't mess it up. Would be easier just to use an attachment with my impact, but whatever. Saves you from over tightening things, I guess. I think that's plenty tight. Now, should be able to roll this thing, which I locked some of the wheels. It's amazing how heavy toolboxes are. Nothing even in that, and it's heavy. So here's how it looks. I don't know why, but I just love green. I got all this here, and then I also have a green cart down in my basement that I keep my shipping supplies on. I just think it looks cool. Like I said, this is 27 wide by 22 deep. I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I believe all the Series 3 US General toolboxes are all 22 deep, I think. They have 27, 42, and then they have one that's in the 50s. I don't know if it's like 54 or 56 inches or something like that. Don't quote me on that, I don't know. And then I think there's like a 72 possibly. But the cool thing about that is if you do want to buy a really long rolling box, but then buy a short, you know, toolbox for the top of it, then you can have a workspace and a toolbox. So it's pretty cool. So they're, you know, they're versatile. So I even see some people like sticking these together and then actually cutting out the lip right here. And then somebody figured out some way you can get like 3 of these toolboxes on one of them, or you put 2 rolling cabinets together, and I don't know. But just like the other ones, came with the lock, which is cool. I don't use those. It's unlocked right now. So this is my little collection of keys, which is getting kind of full. And I always keep them together. I never separate them. I'm not one of those people that loses keys for everything. Like my truck toolbox, I have 3 copies of that key, and I know where all 3 of them are. I don't know how people can sell truck toolboxes with no keys. But anyway, hold on to that stuff, so if you ever do need to lock it, you can. But it's got the same, underneath, it's got the same plastic deal that you use to unlock the drawer. See, it's locked in. So you gotta move your fingers to the left to get that to unlock. Now, some people think that's a pain. I don't. Everybody's like, yeah, you can jam a washer in there that keeps it open all the time, or you can actually remove this whole plastic thing underneath because it's only held in there with like a clip or something. You can remove this whole thing. I don't do that because the whole point of those is that if you're moving your toolbox or you're doing something and for some reason it tips over, or at least tips just a little bit, you don't want your drawers flying open on you. As soon as that happens, it's gonna throw the weight off and tip the thing over, and then it's gonna damage your drawers, and then your tools are gonna fly out. I have seen 1,000 videos on YouTube of people tipping over Snap-on toolboxes, moving, you know, loading up in a U-Haul, and they always laugh and act stupid in the videos, but you just know that whoever owns that toolbox is crying inside, and that's what you get for being dumb. So I leave those in there. I like how it locks the drawers, even though, like, if you're in a hurry, you know, and I'm like, oh man, I need a 1/2 inch. Sometimes you'll, you know, if you're mad, you'll have a hard time opening it, but it's really not that hard. So whatever. So this thing has 3 deep boxes in here, which there's one on top, which I think it's got to be about as high as the top one on that one as well, or about as deep, I mean. So that's nice. This would be a great, I don't know what my setup is going to be yet. I try to have the most important things at like waist level, things you're going to use the most, and then things that you're not going to use as much way at the bottom. Like in this one, I got, you know, extra things for my angle grinders and welders, you know, extra tools down here that I don't really use. I have an impact, spare impact driver, and a 3/8 impact, all 3 of which I don't really use. I have like 3 of these, so it's just extra. My electrical stuff doesn't need to be this low because I tend to use this drawer a lot. So I'm gonna like move stuff around at some point here. But anyway, so nice deep drawer up top. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 of the shallower drawers, which are still, I think, about 2 inches deep. So, and of course every drawer has this material in it, which is awesome. I absolutely love this. In my video on that rolling cabinet, I think I kind of made a point that not only does it kind of protect the finish of your tools or whatever you're putting in there, but it dampens the sound. If you throw a wrench down on this material, it's a quick little noise. But if you pull this back and it's just bare metal and you throw a wrench in there, it makes it's a much louder, sharp sound. So this material dampens your tools, which is cool. I know in a shop or whatever, it's supposed to be loud and that stuff shouldn't matter, but when you get old like me, you realize you don't like having headaches all the time. So throwing tools down and stuff kind of makes it worse. Anyway, so that's cool. I didn't see anything else in any of these drawers. It was just the wheel kit and the handle. I was kind of wondering on this one whether or not I was going to get the wooden ramp. When I got that 42-inch rolling cabinet, I got a little wooden ramp, which I thought was just amazing. It's so cool of them to give you that. But I didn't get one with this. So, and I'm not disappointed about that or anything. Another deep one. Bottom ones are both deep, so you can put some bigger tools in there. But anyway, so I guess the next thing for me to do is I have to get that top box on this one. That was kind of the whole reason I bought this bottom one. So if I don't put that toolbox on this, then it's kind of, the whole thing's kind of pointless. Because I want to have that 42-inch cleared on top. For now, I can use it, you know, as like a workspace, or, you know, put welders on top of it or something. But eventually, I wanted to clear this off because eventually I wanted to get the top part to this 42-inch. And right now, like I said, this video is going to be uploaded way after the actual day that it is right now. But as of filming this, the top portion of this box is $350. It's on sale. It's usually $450. It's $350 for members. And that made me mad because I could have bought that and stuck it on top of this. But since I have this box on there, you know, I have nowhere to put this toolbox, and I did not want to put it on my bench because it takes up way too much space. So I kind of, you know, got stuck in a spot there. So now that I have this and I can get that toolbox off of here, then I have the space available. When I bought that 27-inch top box, when that was empty, it was crazy heavy. I mean, I was really surprised at how heavy that was, and I can't remember the exact weight. I think it was 120 pounds, and it's only, you know, 5 drawers top to bottom and then 3 on top, obviously, but it's really not that huge of a toolbox. And I lifted it from down here and put it up on top of my bench, and it about killed me. It was a stupid thing to do. So I'm probably gonna have to take every single tool out of that box just to move it to this one. Even though it's not very far, I'm gonna have to do that, which is gonna suck because, you know, I have a fair amount of tools in here. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's just a pain having to take everything out, take everything off the sides, and then take these things off and everything out of the top. And so I got everything out of my toolbox. So now I just need to pick this up, move it from here to here. I'm gonna be putting this whole setup right in front of that window. So I had to move this 42-inch box over a bit. Now it's kind of impeding my my setup for sharpening axes and stuff, which kind of sucks, but not really a huge deal. I can always move that. I did make it removable. So I did move the handle from this side right here to right here. That way I could butt these up against each other nice and flush. Although the swivel wheels on the 42-inch are still down there, which you want your handle on whatever side your swivel wheels are on, because it's not really going to do you any good. You know, you can't really turn it from back here. You need to turn it from wherever the swivels are. Kind of like that. So, but I'm not, this 42-inch box is extremely heavy. I really have no reason to be moving that around anyway. And I have to have my toolboxes off in this corner because eventually I'm going to be moving my case garden tractor out to where my mini excavator is, and then there'll be room in here and my wife can put her car away. So these have to be up here and off to the side. This thing by itself is wicked heavy. You can make fun of me all you want for using ramps to unload these 2 rolling boxes, but they are heavy. This one alone is 120 pounds and it's not even that big. And that, I mean, I can barely lift this thing, to be honest with you. So I hope that I don't drop it or scratch the crap out of something trying to move it. And then I wonder why I have back problems. Sweet. Works for me. I am seriously dreading the day that I have to move all this stuff. I don't think I'll even move until I actually find Skywatcher Ranch. And this does have to be far enough away that this can open without hitting the window or the wall. Which, all right. Now, if I really wanted to, I could tie these together. I don't know. I don't really think I want to do that. Just in case there's some sort of emergency and I got to move these. I don't want to have to take all these drawers out and, you know, take the hardware out from in between. But it's more than doable. But I don't need to. I think I'm just gonna lock it in like that, or lock them where they're sitting. These are pretty sturdy. I think that'll work. It's quite the setup. Well, it's a couple weeks later after the little time lapse that you just saw. Basically, I was just trying to put things back into this little setup that I have. I've been messing with it for a week, trying to figure out where I want to put stuff. And I think I might have mentioned earlier that basically at waist level, I like to put all the really, really important stuff, just the most common, most important, most used tools, you know, kind of at that level or higher, I guess. Stuff I don't use as much, I try to put down towards the bottom, but I'm working on this every day. It changes a lot. But I will say though, in the last week or whatever, this has been great, obviously. I have no complaints about it. This is a really nice little box. I'm glad I got it. I love US General. I love the deals that Harbor Freight has on these toolboxes. You really can't beat it. Honestly, I think now, I can't remember on that top box, but at least these two, I got a deal on both of those. I got 100 off this 42-inch, and then I got 25% off this one. And that one I can't remember. I guess I'd have to go look at my receipt or go back and watch my video about that, if I even had a video about that. But anyway, yeah, so it's changing all the time, but I'm happy with it. Couple things to consider with a setup like this. And I was just thinking about this. This is my favorite drawer in this 42-inch box. It's kind of my most important drawer. I use sockets every day, it seems like, for something. There's always something I need sockets for. And obviously, you know, I have some in here. I don't have the biggest collection, but, you know, I'm getting there. I'm kind of building it up. I got a lot of real estate left on these organizers, so I still have a lot of different things that I'd like to get and try out. Some of this is Pittsburgh, some of it's Quinn, some of it's, you know, 1/2-inch, 3/8 quarter drive, metric, SAE, 12-point, 6-point, star pattern, hex, you know, whatever. Lots of different stuff going on here. But anyway, this is a heavy drawer. You know, even picking up one of these trays full of sockets, it's like, wow, this is heavy, you know? It adds up. I don't really have a good estimate of what this drawer would actually weigh, but what I will say, if I had any more of these drawers open and then went to open this top drawer, I would be willing to bet that if I opened it up all the way and I leaned on this at all, or, you know, whatever, I bet you I could probably get this 42-inch box to tip over. Now, I'm sure watching this video, somebody's going to say something to me about hooking these together. But I'm not going to do that. It wouldn't be a bad idea to do that, but I'm not going to. But what I was thinking is if you did bolt these together, it actually might prevent what I just said. It might actually keep this 42-inch box from tipping over, because you'd have all of that weight in the bolts kind of holding it upright. So that's kind of a safety thing and a, you know, longevity thing. You don't want to mess up your drawers on your box, or, you know, tip it over and break something or whatever. So that's a good idea to do that. I agree with that. If anybody, you know, says to do it, I agree. I'm just not going to do it at this moment, because my concern with that is if something came up and I had to separate these or move these or whatever, I don't want to have to take all the crap out of the boxes, get in there to take the bolts out. I just don't want to deal with that right now. So, but I've had these toolboxes butted up against each other, you know, for a while now, and they don't even move. These things are so heavy that it's really quite amazing, really. And like I said, I'm dreading the day I have to move all this crap. Somebody pointed out in my video about this 42-inch box when I first got it that the caster wheels needed to be on the same side as the handle, and that's 100% correct. So this is definitely wrong right now, but it kind of worked in my favor, because the way that I put these together, I couldn't have a handle right here. I wanted these to be flush up against each other, so it worked out. But yeah, as far as moving this thing, it'd be a lot easier having the casters on the proper side of the handle. I will say that would totally suck switching these casters. You'd have to use an automotive jack to get this thing off the ground and then lay on the ground and take these casters off with a ratchet or something, or a wrench, whatever, switch them out, which probably be something I'll do at some point someday, but not right now. Anyway, very cool box. I'm very happy with it. For now, I'm not really gonna do like a whole tour of all my drawers, but I will say I'm working on it every day. I'm trying to get it better. I've been buying a lot of tools that I haven't put away yet. So I still have a lot of real estate in a lot of these drawers. Like this drawer here, this is a deeper drawer and it's not even, you know, not even halfway full. I have a lot of space left in these toolboxes. My thing is that I don't like filling things too much, if that makes sense. So if I loaded this whole drawer here with crescent wrenches, pipe wrenches, hammers, whatever, and I have to dig through that and grab something off the bottom, I don't like that. That stuff like that kind of drives me nuts. I like things to be really, really accessible. So I might not actually fill a lot of these drawers as much as I could. Obviously, if you only have one box and that's all you have to deal with and you can't buy anything else, you're gonna, you know, fill the crap out of your drawers. I totally understand that. So, but in my case, I don't like to overfill anything. So at some point, you know, I'll get to a point where I don't want to start overfilling, and I'll probably end up getting the top part of this 42-inch box. And that was just on sale, and I was totally gonna buy it, but I told myself no because it wasn't necessary yet. And I actually kind of, since I have a small garage, small workbench, I kind of don't mind the space on top of this. It's actually kind of nice. You know, I set a lot of my Bauer tools on here and batteries and whatever else I'm working on. So, you know, and it has that rubber, whatever this is, this little kind of dampening pad on there. So it's kind of nice to put certain things on that instead of on the top of the bench. Not that, you know, really matters, but anyway, I'm super happy with the purchase. Like I said, here in the future, if I do some more organizing, I'll make a video on it if that's something anybody would be interested in. Everybody comes up with their own design, their own ideas. Everybody has certain things in certain drawers for certain reasons. I totally get that. I'm still working on that, so keep an eye out at Harbor Freight. They're always having a deal on one of these, it seems like, you know, even the service carts. So keep your eyes peeled. Look out for deals. That's how I afford to buy all this crap. If I had to just, you know, pay normal price for everything, I probably wouldn't buy as much stuff as I do. So always looking for deals. Take advantage of it, and definitely become a Harbor Freight member. You'll save yourself a lot of money paying that yearly membership fee. I guarantee it. If anyone has any questions about anything, please let me know. And people are always pointing things out about this stuff and letting me know. So I learn a lot from people that watch my videos, things I wouldn't even think of or things that I overlooked. Let me know what you think. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.